Hello and welcome to North Star Stamper. I'm Susan Kramer. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Woodbury, Minnesota. Thank you for joining me. I'm looking for myself on my computer so I can make sure everything looks good. There we go. While we wait for people to join me live on my Facebook page, I'm going to share a little bit of information with you. So one of the best things about being a demonstrator is early access to products. So they are now giving us 6 weeks of pre-orders. Let me let you look. You know the deal. I'm North Star Stamper across the internet, wherever I am. Let me put this out here and let you look at that while I chat a little bit. So one of the best things is getting early access to products. They are already talking about the July online exclusives. I know it isn't even June, but they're giving us 6 weeks pre-order time. I think that's so that it gives them time to just figure out which products they need to order again very quickly and then have them back in stock before it goes live to customers. So that's, I think that's why they're giving us 6 weeks. I don't know exactly, but it seems to work. What is I going to say? Oh, so they did give us a picture of a suite that's called Violet Dreams Suite. It was in an email. If you're a demonstrator, go check your email. I think that was even the subject of the email. It was, if you like African violets or you know somebody who loves African violets, it'll be the suite for you with purples and greens, multiple purples. It was very, very pretty. But it also said that from flowers and sunshine to scarecrows, Halloween, Christmas, and more. That was their list of things that's going to be in the July online exclusives that go live July 1st for everyone, tomorrow for demonstrators. So I'm very excited to see what that's all about. Scarecrows. I don't know that we've ever had a scarecrow. We may have had a single stamp as part of a Halloween themed stamp set years ago, maybe in some paper, but we'll see. I'm very excited to see. So enough about that. So I am featuring the May product of the month, and this is one of the pieces of the Berry Botanical Vellum. So this is, I've already adhered it to a piece of white cardstock. So let's show you the products first. So the vellum is 12 by 12 and it's very thick. Can you hear that? I'll just show you them real quick. So there's a pretty green. I believe that's Peaceful Pine. If it were darker, it would look like snowflakes. I'm kind of ready for that. We'll show you this one. I believe that's Fresh Freesia Plaid. And this one, another thing that is a bonus for demonstrators, and I try to share this information with you as well. Every Wednesday on the Stampin' Up! Facebook page, I think it's a group available to demonstrators, they have a product spotlight. And they share information, and quite often we'll have the designer talk about the product. And last week they talked about this. Again, if you're a demonstrator, go back to the demonstrator planning place and check that video out, because the designer who made this vellum said that she purposefully left all these elements far enough apart that we could fussy cut them. I never would have thought that that was purposeful. But I thought that was kind of interesting to learn. And then the one you already saw was this one. And so these would be harder to fussy cut because they're overlapping and all. So I just thought it was interesting. So one of those things. So I have to keep refreshing to see if there are comments. I see I do have a couple of viewers now. There we go. All right. So that is the Berry Botanicals. And the colors in here, let's test myself. We have Bubble Bath, Flirty Flamingo, Fresh Freesia, Golden Glow, one of the new in colors, Hydrangea Hue, also a new in color, Misty Moonlight, some of those flowers were Misty Moonlight, Peaceful Pine, another new in color. Oh wait, there's another one here. Soft Sea Foam. Excuse me, I don't use this very often, but I'm starting to more and more as a background. So, and Strawberry Slush. This is an in color that's been around for a year, and it will be around for another year. So hello, Mom and Dad and Alma. I'm getting comments now, so yay. Thank you for joining me. So the colors in the Berry Botanical Vellum. And let's see here. So you know that one of the biggest problems with adhering vellum to your project is where to put your adhesive. So one way around it is to use an adhesive sheet. So that's what we're going to do. I thought it might be kind of fun to add some adhesive to this. So I am going to cut it in half. Oh, there's the back side. So you can tell what is the front and the back. Never even thought of that. So I'm going to cut this in half at 6 inches. And then I actually have 2 trimmers. This is my old Stampin' Up! Trimmer. Oh, wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. I knew I would do that because I've got so much to share. I don't know if this is going to appear well. I'm going to let my video catch up. So if you go to StampineUp.com and then click on Deals, Product of the Month, this is the first thing you see. Oh, there's a glare from my ring light. Maybe if I go sideways, it'll be better. I don't know. I'll go a little bit sideways. We're actually going to make this card the Happy. So you may have seen where I die cut the letters for Happy. And if you view this item, sorry, that ring light is pretty bad, isn't it? So it shows you what I just showed you, the papers, and then they have a a scrapbook page, a card where she did fussy cut out the elements from the vellum. Here they show the purple fresh freesia with different colors behind it, just showing that it's vellum, and what you put behind it will change the look of it. And then obviously they're just circles of vellum there. I would have put adhesive on that and adhered it. And yeah, sorry for that glare. Here they die cut the vellum and made an element to put on a bag, so they look like flowers or something, flowers and leaves. Here they just die cut the purple one to make your petals on a flower, and then that's the one we're making today. So take a look at that and you'll get some ideas for your product of the month. Okay, so these sheets are exactly the same size, 6 by 12. And when I'm adhering adhesive sheets to anything, I'd like my adhesive sheet to be a little bit smaller. So I'm going to cut off 1/4 to 1/2 of an inch on 2 sides. Okay, so I'm back to my trimmer here. This is my old trimmer, and I use it for things like this when I'm cutting adhesive or things that have adhesive on it. I don't want to make a mess of my my newer paper trimmer, so I do use this one almost as much as that. And then Diane, I know she'll watch on YouTube probably tomorrow. I have my scoring blade here from my old trimmer. I was at UFO Day just playing around with some products at her church on Saturday, and I lost the scoring blade from my current trimmer. I dropped it on the floor because it comes out so easily. So I have this one. This is the one I'm using to score these days. Okay, back to this. I thought it would be fun to put some adhesive sheet on the green, and then what I'll do for another project is fussy cut from, like I told you, from this sheet. And then I'll cut some letters, I don't know what yet. And then I'll use these elements on my letters just as accents. So I thought that might be kind of fun. So adhesive sheets. I'm going to take off it's called a release liner. Tony, I knew that's what Tony worked with at 3M for almost 30 years. I think it was 28 years. I don't know. So that's the release liner. Now that's very sticky. So whatever you set it on, it's going to adhere. So I have to be very careful and try to put this as straight as possible. But because I trimmed off 1/2 an inch on either side, I don't have to be quite as cautious. But I'm going to try to line this up as closer than 1/2 an inch. and just adhere that there. So that's going to work perfectly. Now I can burnish it. So I only took the liner off this side. And now I can take this last liner off. So I'm making this whole thing into a sticker. Now I always have trouble with this last one. Bear with me. Okay. Come on. Anytime I deal with adhesive on a video, I have trouble. There we go. Okay. Pull that off. Sorry for my arm. And burnish that down. Now I can die cut like I did with my letters. I used these letters. They are huge. These are the party alphabet dies. So you can see, maybe here, you can see I did happy. And now, let's see, let's show you those. Let me get all this stuff out of the way. So here are the happy that I cut. So we're going to make a card that says happy, and then I'm going to add birthday, stamped birthday word, the word birthday. So on the back side, this is the other release liner from the adhesive sheet. I probably should have started these already. Actually, I remember on something else it worked if I did this. Nope. So when I take this off, it'll just be adhesive. So I don't have to worry about how I'm going to adhere my vellum element onto my card. And that's not working. I'm going to put this away. So adhesive sheets are your friend working with vellum. So I have a card here. They used Hydrangea Hue for their happy, I think theirs says happy birthday wishes. I chose to use Peaceful Pine. It's a new color. It's kind of fun to work with new things and show you how they interact. But let's put them on different sheets, just so you can see how these letters are going to look different. I could use any one of these because there are so many colors in this paper. Look at this. So they chose Hydrangea Hue. The Misty Moonlight would have been pretty. So there's some of them. Let's finish these here and see what they look like. There's not a lot of golden glow. Some of these flowers are. Can you still see that? Okay. Oh wait, there we go. So there are the other choices. Those are all the colors in the vellum. So just so you know what that looks like when paired with other colors. But I decided to do the card in Peaceful Pine. This piece is 8.5 by 5.5, and I've already started information to put into a blog post, and I'll probably finish that tomorrow afternoon, so that all these dimensions will be there and you can reference it and see what we make tonight and all that. So this is 8.5 by 5.5. I scored it in half at 2 3/4 to make our card. I have a white layer, I don't know how big this is, 1/4 inch less. All about 8 1/4 by, I think I went 1/8 inch less. So just a white layer to go on the inside. All right, and then we're gonna put our happy here, just like they did. If you want to pull up, again, Stampin'Up.com and deals, product of the month. So I'm trying to decide. I think I will. I'm going to adhere this in right away. Normally I stamp on it first, but I'll show you why. We're going to trim, we're going to adhere those letters, and then we're going to trim around them to make it a little more interesting than just a rectangle card. So we are also going to talk about mailing this. So stick with me, or fast forward if you're on YouTube, or come back if you're watching live, and we'll talk about the envelope here in a minute. This is not an A2 card, obviously, like we normally use. So I think for a 5-letter word, I'm going to put the H down, the Y down, and then the middle P, And then I'm going to center the A and the P between those. So this might take a minute. Hi, Deb. Thanks for joining. You said you just got this today, so hopefully you'll get some ideas. And mine isn't a new idea. It's just one I took from Stampin' Up. Oh, you know what? I take that back. I already put this onto cardstock. Oh, wake up. I think I'm sleeping. So I put adhesive on my vellum, and then I took the liners off and I put it onto cardstock. All right. And then I die cut it. So that is already on my cardstock. I'm glad I saw that and I didn't keep trying to take up that. All right. So, oh yeah. I'm just going to put some adhesive on here. Okay. I didn't think through this obviously quite enough. So I'm going to center this top to bottom and a little ways from the edge. All right, thanks for sharing this, Deb. I appreciate that. Maybe more people will find me, right? So there's that. And then the P in the middle. Let me set these down while that liquid glue is still wet. Make sure I have enough room. I do. And I think that's straight. You see it move there? With the liquid glue, you do have a minute. Boy, I wasn't thinking, was I? Oh, goodness. That's a little... Burnish. Hold one side and burnish the other. Look how quickly this is coming together. Like most hobbies, having the right products and things make it so much easier. It's a little crooked, but once we finish it, it'll be fine. So there's our happy. And now I'm going to do what they did. Let me pull that up again. I want to see it. So they cut between the A, they cut the top of the Y, I already have my layer in there, right? Remember my white? So it'll be trimmed too. They did the Y between the A and the P and the top of the H. Oh, I did my H upside down compared to them. I don't know if this crossbar goes at the top or the bottom. They did it, they turned it around and this bar was more towards the top. That's okay. So we're going to trim down here a little bit further. And then at the same angle of the A, I'm going to go here. So there's that. Maybe we'll do the other side of the A. So this is leaving the top part. So this was straight. And by the A was angled. That's kind of interesting. I think I'm going to go around the P's as well. So here this is straight. And then I'm going to round it like the P is. We'll do, I don't have much room here. I think that's good enough. So it's a little different than what they did, but you get the idea. So, excuse me, very fun. Now I am going to use I believe this was January's product of the month, Fabulous Sayings, and I'm just going to take the birthday and add that to our happy. So I have just a scrap of white, which isn't very straight, but we will use the bone folder, if I can find it. I think it's already out here. No, I have another one. It's hiding. All right. So just when things aren't flat, I just like to use my bone folder. Sometimes my edges may not be real crisp if my trimmer blade, goodness, if my trimmer blade is wearing out. Okay, so we're going to take the birthday. sorry, this product is no longer available. So hopefully you got it. This is one time that Stampin' Up! Does not give us a heads up. I don't get to pre-order product of the month. Let's see if this is barely big enough. I'm just going to use Peaceful Pine since that's on here. So this is one thing. The product of the month is one thing that demonstrators do not get to pre-order. They might give us a sneak peek of it here or there. Like on Monday, we might get to see it the Monday before it goes live. So this is wide, big enough that I am just inking up birthday. So I need to talk about what I'm doing instead of getting excited about new products. Always something new. So I'm going to hold that down. Not too bad. That'll do. All right. These are magnetic. I'm loving the new ink pads. Okay, and we are going to cut this. We'll cut it in an angle. So I'm going to follow the shape or the angle of the Y and hold that down. Put that aside, and then there is a little bit of stray green ink there. So I'm just going to trim it like that. So happy birthday. And that's kind of big. So it's covering up too much of my the P and the Y. So I guess I will change my mind and fussy cut. Just so that it takes up less space. Just real quick. I looked into using the dies that I used them last week. There were really big dies that had a shadow. I borrowed it from Kristen. I can't even think of Words and Wishes, I think is the name of it. I looked into that, but that birthday was huge. It covered like half of my card. See? So that was quick. Now it doesn't cover up so much that I can't read it. And I have, okay, let's see, some mini dimensionals. Don't need the big ones. Happy birthday. I don't have my in color dots handy, so we are just going to use some rhinestones. Oh, that's coming up. I don't know why that's coming up. We're just going to put them around here. 1, 2, 3. Cute. And then I have lots of room to write on the inside. Or you could stamp something more, let's celebrate or whatever. So there's our card, but how do we mail it? It's not a standard A2 card. I have some solutions. I made a template for an envelope just using scrap paper. Got my cord coming here. Thanks, Deb. Oh, hi, Kristen. Thanks for joining. Kristen is my teammate, my team leader. Okay. Deb is glad I fussy cut and she liked the green. Good. So I already have a template I made in Canva that I will put on my blog post. And this is going to be our envelope. Not this paper. I think I will use a piece of the vellum. So that is going to be our envelope. I believe it's mailable. Well, let me see, how wide is this? It has to be 3.5 inches wide. Oh, no, it is not. It's only 3 inches wide. So this would not be mailable. But the other idea, if you do want to mail a card this size, it'll fit into these. I believe these are A10s. I don't know. They're 4 1/8 by 9.5. You can see that it does fit in there perfectly. Little small. But I would definitely be stamping all over the back of this envelope and down here in the corner. if I were going to put it in here. But we're not. We're going to make an envelope. I do have an envelope punch board that we used to sell, but since we don't sell it anymore, I thought I would show you how I... Sorry for that. All right. Oh my goodness. Sorry. There. Ay. All right. I am going to take a piece of vellum. I've never hit my camera before. Usually I have my camera higher or lower. Usually I have it lower so it's not right at my eye level, so it's a little easier. But I wanted you to see more of my space today. So I'm going to cut this vellum. It is 12 by 12. I'm going to cut it down to 10. Okay. By 6.5. Again, measurements will be on my blog by tomorrow night, let's say. All right, now we have to score. I have to switch trimmers. Sorry for that noise. Make sure I'm using the scoring blade. All right. Let's pull out our card and show you how I came up with this. We actually had a card very similar. We made an envelope very much like this in Creativity Now. I think it was 2 years ago. So I'm going to create an envelope that's going to be a 1/2 inch wider on either side. I actually went 5/8 of an inch instead of 1/2 inch. And then each of these pieces is more than half of this. So when you fold it, they'll overlap. So does that make sense? I do not know why this is coming up. Maybe because I was playing with it. I'm not sure what's going on. Anyway, okay. So 10 by 6.5. I'm going to score the sides, or the short side, at 5/8 of an inch. So there's half. So it's halfway between 1/2 and 3/4. So there's that. We're going to flip it around. Halfway, 5/8 is halfway between 1/2 and 3/4. And then I'm going to score the other side at 1 3/4. Both the top and the bottom. So those are my two sides. So there's one. I'm going to go a little deeper. I'm not sure how that's actually going to fold. 1 3/4. So I did it several times, but I did not press hardly at all, and you can see those lines there, and this is going to be our front side, our other side. I do have another bone folder here. Alright, so we're going to fold. Maybe I didn't score it enough. Nope. Bring it back. Have to score more. You can see where I did. Sorry, I guess I should have played around with this, but I wanted you to see me do it. Okay. 1 3/4. So I am going to push a little harder. I'm afraid it's going to rip, but this is very, very thick vellum. So if you're still with me, thank you for staying. And again, this would not be mailable. I believe cards have to be a minimum of 3.5 by 5. And this ends up to be 3. So this will be hand-delivered. Mom, I think this would have been a perfect birthday card for you. Or Mother's Day card for you. Oh, wait. 5/8. There we go. But your birthday's not till February, so. Or I should say it was in February. Let's try again. Hopefully I did that enough. Oh, much better. So it might take a little extra scoring. I can't believe how thick this paper is. So the top and the bottom. Oh, that's good. I thought it was tearing a little bit, but it's not. Alright, so these are our sides. So you can make an envelope out of anything. You could make it for any size card. Is that all I need? I don't know. Going to need some scissors. Okay, so this is going to fold. This is going to fold up, and then this will be our top flap. Hold on. It's turning around. Just like that. But I like to trim, you saw the trouble I had there. I like to trim off this flap, this here, and this here. So I'm going to, oh, it tore. I'm going to open it back up. Actually, it tore right about where I was going to cut it. And what I like to do, instead of just cutting out this rectangle, I'm going to angle this one and take a little bit off of the flap. And same here, I'm going to angle this and take a little bit off of this tab. So instead of straight, I'm going to go into the flap just an 1/8 of an inch or a 1/16 of an inch. It just folds better. So there's that. And this one I have to trim off. It already tore, so that's fine. But then I'm going to angle this. Oh, that's tearing too, but that's okay. That's where it's going to adhere. So those top flaps, the top of the flap. Now I'm going to grab some tear and tape. When I'm making envelopes, I like to put my card inside when I'm adhering. 2 reasons. One, I want to make sure I don't adhere my flaps to this inside layer, so or otherwise the card won't be able to go in and out of it. And I want to make sure the card's going to fit. So if it's a bulky card, remember these were on dimensionals. So if it's a bulky card, I want to make sure it still fits in there. So I'm going to put these flaps in first, so it's flat for the card to slide into. And so I'm going to put adhesive on these to start. Sorry, tear and tape. Very, very strong adhesives, and you just tear it. I love the name of it. It's perfect. And then here again, I'm going to put my adhesive towards the outside, not here, towards the outside, so that more towards this corner. So when I fold it up, it'll adhere very, keep it very sturdy. I don't know if that makes sense. And a little bit more tear and tape near the corner on the outside. And this should be able to come off quite easily. If it doesn't come off, just burnish it a little better. And we'll do one side at a time. There's that side, and that side, and that. Okay, one more thing to talk about, and then we'll pull this out and show you. The other thing is this needs to close somehow. You could just adhere it if you're going to give it to somebody. What I would probably do is take, where did it go? Cords under my table are driving me crazy. Okay, I would probably cut a circle and stamp a smaller circle that says "for you" and then put it on here, and then make that like a medallion that I will use to adhere my envelope shut. That's probably what I would do. So, and this is just cardstock. We can punch it, right? Or die cut or whatever you'd like to do. So, that's my card for today. How fun! I like it. I'm very happy with it. The colors are very fun and summery, springy, summery. I don't know if she identified what the flowers were, but I will put this out here too. So I'm going to refresh and see if you have any more comments or questions. But thank you for joining me. Happy stamping. All right, so there's 2 of the patterns. And again, this one's the same flowers, but further apart so we can fussy cut. And then the fresh freesia. So let's see what this fresh freesia looks like. I'm just going to do this real quick. But thank you for joining me. I'm going to see what it looks like. Oh, with different colors behind it. Interesting. I don't remember what colors they had behind it on that card. If you want to know, I can find out. But there, just, oh, I like this one. I never thought I would like this behind that. It makes the colors of the stripes. How interesting. Oh, very interesting. This is going to be fun to play with. Oh, I'm excited. I just opened it up this morning. So thanks for joining me. Happy stamping. Let's see here. And I don't know. I take suggestions. If there's anything you want to see next week, let me know. Take care. Oh, sorry. I'm putting the wrong thing out. There we go. Thanks again. Have a great night. Bye.